Today we have the GSXR 150. This bike is 126 kilos and exactly 150 cc's. It's retailing for about $2,900, 29 million rupiah. It has a dual overhead cam, allowing it to have a higher rev limiter. At just 162 kilos, this bike has 19.17 horsepower. So the horsepower to weight ratio is pretty damn nice. One of its main features, if you guys haven't heard, is the keyless ignition system, which is not only is it pretty, it's cool because it's new technology, but it's also a great anti-theft system because I can only turn this bike on if this thing is a meter away from the bike, and let's just put it about 2 meters away so I can't turn it on. That's about 2 meters, yeah? 2.5 meters. I'm gonna try and turn it on. Can't turn it on. And if thieves think that this might be the keys and they'll just try and force it, it just spins. It just doesn't. Thieves are just gonna be like, what is going on? So basically, if I'm 1 meter away from this bike and I've got this, I just click this once, turn the ignition, and yeah, another cool thing is to turn it on. Like when you have an electric starter, you have to kind of like hold it and just sort of let it start. With this bike, you just click it once and it just starts the whole thing for you. If you lose the immobilizer, if you drop it in a pond or you lost it or it broke, there's actually a way to turn this bike on without this immobilizer. Basically, every GSXR 150 has its own unique passport number, and which you'll get from your dealer when you buy one. So I'm going to show you guys how to turn this bike on without the immobilizer. As long as you have your unique code, you can turn this bike on without the immobilizer. So you hold the ignition button for 5 seconds and a blue light will show up. It shows up, you let it go and push it back down again, and you do it one more time after this. And the blue light should show up for about 2 seconds. Yep. Now it's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop once to ask for the first code. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4. So it's 4453. Now it's gonna ask for the second code. See, it's gonna check first. See, it blinked twice. Now it's asking for the second code. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next code is 5. Now it's checking it. It's gonna blink 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 4, 5. It's checking. It should be blink 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now it's checking. The hazard lights will turn. The hazard lights will blink twice to let you know it worked. Yep, it blinked. Press it once, and there you have it. You can turn this bike on even if you lost your immobilizer. And there you go. So, you take it home. There's a way to take this ignition off by just pulling it out. And you will get an emergency key where you can, it's like it doesn't have this black knob thing. It's just like a normal key that you're just going to use until you get your immobilizer back, which is only going to cost you under $20, 200,000 rupiah. Pretty fancy technology there, guys. I think it's time we take it for a spin, hey? One thing I noticed, man, is like my position. I mean, it's not like the R6 position, but I mean, it's a pretty aggressive position. It's because the steering position of this bike, it's under yoke, which is the similar position of GP bikes. The foot pegs aren't all the way in the back. They're somewhat in between the back and the middle, so it's still pretty aggressive style. It's got a nice amount of engine brake. My back is slightly arched forward. Well, it's very arched forward. So if your body position is positioned like that, you're a lot more confident with the bike, with turning, with engine braking and braking hard and everything. It makes going fast a lot more comfortable. Yeah, very nice engine brake. The brakes are really good too. Oh wow. How that engine brake is actually, it's very user friendly, if you know what I mean. You know how like when you're in gear 2 sometimes on a bike and you go to gear 1, it really aggressively stops. Okay, I'm gonna go on gear 2 on the next turn and I'm gonna go really fast. I'm gonna go straight to gear 1. It somehow it controls the rev limiter, like it controls the rev to slowly go down instead of going all the way down instantly. I'm on gear 2 now. I'm gonna go about 50-60 Ks. I'm gonna go to gear 1. See how it controls the rev? I mean, this bike doesn't have ABS, but with the way they made the engine brake and how good the brakes are, it's still very friendly for beginners. I'm gonna do that again. Man, this bike is, I mean, I'm quite impressed. For 29 million, you know, roughly $2,900 Australian, you get, you know, it's quite a bang for the buck here, guys. You can't deny that at all. This bike can actually go up to 13,000 revs. You know, the official horsepower on the site is 19.17, but that's at 11,000 revs. So at 13,000, it's probably a couple more. I mean, for a 150cc motorcycle, this thing definitely has a bite. Seriously. I mean, this bike is not gonna take you to 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds, but guys, the value for money here is insane. Absolute control, guys. This is amazing. Guys, I'm having so much fun right now. I would never expect the 150cc to give me this much fun. The only issue I would have with this bike is of just underestimating it too much, because I feel like I have too much control. You know, the brakes are amazing. I would just go way too hard and maybe end up crashing it. Man, like, you can see everything on these rear views. Oh my fucking god, you fucking retard, dude. You fucking... I used my back brake and that sort of let me slid to the left side a bit, and I somehow dodged him. Barely. Fucking barely. What a guy. I have to take it easy for a couple minutes and just... my heart is still beating so quickly right now. Oh my god, dude. I'm seriously starting to fall in love with this motorcycle. This bike just wants to turn. I think it might be because of how the handlebars are positioned. Just an absolute amazing day today. I honestly can't believe I'm having this much fun on a 150cc. Oh my god. just an absolute beauty of a machine. I'm not even kidding, guys. If you want to buy a 150cc motorcycle, I freaking recommend this bike. I mean, if you're a beginner and you haven't ridden motorcycles before, you should probably start on this thing, especially if you want to take it to the track. I honestly can't say anything negative. The only one thing is you probably can't do a wheelie. I probably can't even confirm that because I haven't even tried, and I'm not going to because I've never wheelied on a sport bike before, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'll wheelie on a supermoto or on a dirt bike, but I can't be comfortable doing a wheelie on a sport bike. My wrists are starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, but that's also because I forgot to put less pressure on my wrists and put it on my abdomens. That's a good habit to follow, guys, when you're riding a aggressive styled motorcycle or a sport bike. Really, like, because you're putting so much weight on your hands, so basically your wrists. You want to put less on your wrist and more on your abdomen, so it's kind of doing like mini planks. So I forgot to do that, and that's why my wrists are, I mean, they're not hurting yet, but I'm starting to feel that it's kind of aching. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention, there's basically two riding positions on this bike. If you put your butt further back, you're way more in the bike, and there's the passenger seat stops you from going back, so you're pretty, and you use your legs to grab onto the fuel tank, so you know you're pretty like planted on the bike. You're not going to go anywhere, you're not going to shake anywhere, so it's a pretty nice racing position. But if you just want to cruise, you can just shift your butt forward and you're more, you know, upright, and it's much less pressure on your wrists, and it's more of like a cruise mode. So yeah, that's one thing to take note of. We'll take this thing for one drag test, and that'll be it for the video. Can't complain with the power, definitely not, considering it's a 150. I'm pretty sure I covered everything I can, or everything that there is to cover with this bike. I mean, I'm not going to cover every single detail of the engine, but if you have any questions, just comment in the comment section. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you liked it, please give it a comment, please share it, please like it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I will be making a lot of content for you guys, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Peace.
I'm okay.